G'day, folks. So, fresh from having ruined the final season of Game of Thrones, Benioff and Weiss are plunging straight into creating their new Star Wars trilogy, which will be desecrating cinema screens within the next 3 years. And it's funny, you have the largest TV franchise in history and arguably the largest movie franchise in history coming together, like merging into a cesspool of garbage and disappointment. Who would have thought this could be possible? Go back even 5 years before Disney acquired Star Wars. That's been more than that now, 7 years since they acquired it. Who would have thought we'd be in this position now, where Game of Thrones is ruined, Star Wars is ruined, and instead of bringing a surgeon in, a doctor, to fix this, this sick franchise, this sick state of affairs that we have in entertainment, they're bringing in the guys that killed Game of Thrones. It's unbelievable. Worlds are colliding, Jerry, but they're shit worlds. That's the thing. They once were great universes with great lore, and now they've turned to shit, and they're bringing them together. They should just do a crossover. I mean, the crappy characters from the new Star Wars trilogy and put them together with the ruined characters from the Game of Thrones franchise. I mean, both of them have, their character arcs are non-existent or have been erased. So, it is a shame. But I would argue that Benioff and Weiss had a much harder task of ruining Game of Thrones, because they had those first few seasons of gold that can it be attributed to them or the great writing of George R.R. Martin that they had to adapt from? Because once they ran out of material, that's when it just fell off a cliff, the quality-wise of the writing. So I tend to think that it was George Martin propping them up, and it wasn't their writing ability. But it's arguably going to be much easier for them to take over Star Wars, because, Star Wars is already crap. It's already been ruined. Where can it go from here? Can it get any lower? I'd say they're at rock bottom. I feel like the only way is up, but never underestimate these people to make a terrible situation worse. So, yeah, there's no hope, I don't think. Not in this case. And I'm generally, if I can get that out, see, I'm all flustered from the disappointment. Generally, I'm an optimistic person, but in this case, what's there to be optimistic about? The only optimism I have is that if they run Star Wars into the ground enough, if they really pile drive it, like below the surface of the earth, if they take it to such depths of depravity and garbage level of writing and quality, then perhaps they'll get turfed. Perhaps the whole management at Disney will get turfed, and we can go back to some decent Star Wars. Sometimes things have to be completely obliterated before they can be made new again, before they can be made great again. And I would say that's what's going to have to happen to Star Wars. It'd be nice to see Game of Thrones, not remade. Obviously, you can't remake the show so soon. Maybe in a few decades you could. But it'd be nice to see some sequels or prequels that could, do some justice to the universe. And maybe we can have the two worlds come back together again. It might take another decade or so, but the Game of Thrones world, the Star Wars world, and the two fandoms can once again, unite in celebration of having some great material to watch and enjoy and talk about. So that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to have to ruin it beyond, they're going to have to, wreck it beyond all recognition, like they did to Game of Thrones in the last season. Get everyone so up in arms, that, they're demanding change at the top. And I think that's what will happen eventually, because things can't keep going the way they're going forever, folks. So, that's about all I have to say about that, people. I'll leave it there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me some comments if you are so inclined. God bless you all, and I'll see yous later.